How you going? Me again. Um, what are we doing today? Well, food delivery later for sure, but what can you see in the background? It's a new bed. The old bed, which I lay my head against there. You can see there. It's been damaged over time. The rest of the old bed's not too bad, but I thought fuck it. The new bed was $439, and in a Black Friday sale from Fantastic Furniture, so I thought may as well get a new one. So yeah, it's arrived today. That's it boxed up there, and I'm going to show you all how to build it. It's actually a gas lift bed, which you can sort of see the diagram there, illustration there. That seems to freak people out when they get a gas lift bed, and I'm here to show you there's no need to freak out. You can build it yourself. I mean, bed like normal bed, this one's not gas lift. Piss easy to build these ones. Gas lift ones, slightly more involved, a few more steps, but almost as easy as building a normal bed, assembling a normal bed I should say, if you ask me. So yeah, this bit here is obviously the headboard. It's that. This here will be the I'd say will be the sides, the inside bits, the comprised of the gas lift bit there, the slat frame, and this will be the two sides and the end like that. So yeah, first things first, got to get this bed sheets off. Gotta whack this away. We'll do that later, as I said. Will I do a food video today? Nah, fuck it. But yeah, we'll get that started. Just got to unbox that, get the boxes out, get the mattress off, undo this bed. I'll show you that process as well. Undo this bed, whack it out there, then build a new one. I already started taking the bed sheets off, and I just realised too, here's the Sleeping Duck mattress. The video I did a few years ago of unboxing it and that. Still going, still as good as it was. Brilliant. No problems with it whatsoever. I love it. It's a fucking brilliant mattress. Beautiful. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. I'm just going to whack that out outside the room now for a bit and get to work pulling this one apart. Hey, this is how I've been I've been storing some old clothes, all my old office job clothes under the bed there. Some old jeans that are, well, they're pretty much brand new, but I just haven't worn jeans in the last couple of years. And have we got any Liverpool fans out there? There's a little reminder here for you of the Arsenal team that won the league at Merseyside. Looks a bit old and dusty there, but that's all, a lot of soccer scarves and stuff in that bag. So, and what's that over there? Not fucking telling. Not telling what's in there, but yeah, what I've done, I've lifted the mattress up previously, rotated it, and accessed whatever I had to access under there. After doing that for about 8 odd years, I thought, fuck it, time to get a new bed, a proper gas lift one. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind getting a gas lift one. Alrighty, let's get to work. First I'll start with the slats here. I'll start taking those out first actually, so it's easy to pull the frame apart. The slats you just pull up, easy. Like that, pull that out. Actually, I might even keep these for future, because I build beds and furniture on Airtasker as well, so these could come in handy when I'm building beds for other people. Sometimes people move house and they might lose these end caps. Oh yeah, I've got one, bang, sweet, there you go, no worries. So they will come in handy. I'm not going to do any time-lapse stuff either, so you'll get to see how long it actually takes. So yeah, normally I'd, on Airtasker, I'd charge around, say, 80, 90 odd bucks for doing this for someone, maybe a bit more if I have to pull apart the other bed, maybe 100, 120. I have to pull apart their old bed, so something for you guys to think about if you like this this video, you think you can do it, jump on Airtasker and do it. Why not? You don't need a qualification, you don't need, you know, fancy tools. As I'll show you what tools I'm using besides my bare hands, noggin for my brain. Really all you need, that screwdriver, sometimes an Allen key, but usually only just screwdrivers for beds that you need. How about Arsenal in the Premier League at the moment? Absolutely fucking flying. Absolute. Drew this morning with Chelsea after beating Tottenham last week and Bayern Munich midweek in the Champions League. Man, Arteta doing a good job. Brilliant to see. I'm going at a decent pace. You can take your time, slow it down if you want to, but no real need for me to go slowly today because I'm going pretty quick. Wow, this is very dusty under here too, as you probably saw when I focused in on that. I'm going to give all this a vacuum as well at some stage today. No, I'll do that now actually. I'm sure you don't want to hear the vacuum cleaner going, but I'm just going to get under here a quick vacuum, bags and the carpet and that, and I'll come back to you in a second. Something else I'll mention too, these middle ones, they can be tricky to take off because they can sometimes get stuck in the holes, as I'll show you with this one. I tried to do the first one, but I thought no, they'll be too tricky. See the this part here, the little nib, that quite often gets stuck in there, and sometimes one will come out, as you can see there. So in this case, I'm not doing anything charitable with the bed. I'm not giving it to charity or anything because it's seen better days. You know, that's started to rip there, a little rip over here. Obviously got the bit here where I lay my head, which what I'm going to do, I've ordered a wedge, like a wedge pillow, I guess they call it. I can sort of sit there on the mattress when I want to lay back and watch TV at night. So yeah, I've got that coming, so that won't happen with a new bed. But yeah, I'm just going to turf this bed, take it to the tip. As you can see, it's it's in decent shape. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I could nearly donate it. But nah, you know, you want to give good stuff. Well, stuff that's in decent condition to places like St Vincent de Paul and that, so that they can actually use it, because I'm sure they get a lot of stuff which just missed through here. I'm sure they get a lot of stuff which they have to throw out. So if you're gonna give stuff to them, brilliant, but make sure it's in good condition so that they can actually use it. You don't want to sort of give it to them and then have to look at it and then have to throw it out. So yeah, just make sure of that if you're and this here's a quick and easy way to take the side ones out in case you didn't pick it up before. Bang bang like that. Just use a slat. Yeah, and yeah, while we're talking about head, you know, head being there, this, that, whatever, I'll address the other elephant in the room. You see my head? I kind of fucked up when I shaved it the other night. I forgot to do this side. Don't know if you can tell, don't know if the video shows that, but yeah, I said stop it. Couldn't be bothered fixing it up because it's just to grow back in about a week's time. So yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna pack these up, bag these little plastic ones up, and then I'll start pulling this apart. I'll bag those up. It's time to get started pulling this apart now, finally. So yeah, this is all I'm using, just a little Ryobi, however you want to pronounce it, electric screwdriver, but it's not a drill. I've got a drill in there, which I'll actually show you, and I'll show you the difference. Because a lot of people will just say, oh, yeah, just use a drill, just use a drill. I mean, this isn't probably isn't the strongest sort of drill you'll find, but yeah, this is the size difference between the two. This one has a lot more power. You would generally not use the bigger one to build and unbuild furniture because it's got a lot more power. You can push screws in too tightly, and yeah, that'd be chaotic if you did that with a brand new piece of furniture. So if you have to use one of these, be very careful. Otherwise, use a smaller, less powerful electric screwdriver. You don't need a lot of power, a lot of force to undo and do up screws on furniture. Should keep these screws actually as well in the bag. Come in handy. I might do that too. I'll keep these screws up here and bag those up later for future use. I'm sure they'll come in handy somewhere. That little one taken out as well. Where is he? There we are. And this one doesn't require batteries or anything. As you can see, it's just a USB-A type plug. You can just plug in there to charge it up whenever it's run out of juice. So very cheap to run. These ones too. With the bigger one, it needs a battery. So do not know why this one's not coming. Up, down a bit, move him around. There we go, that's better. Come out now, cool. As there's been quite a few years I've had this bed, probably at least 15 years I reckon I've had this bed, so what am I now? Well, that would have been around about that, because that's when I would have come back from the UK, when I was around 30 years old. Where did I have this bed before then? I can't remember. Anyway, not to worry. I'll get this all taken apart and get the new one built up. Yeah, I think it would have been around 15 odd years. I just can't remember if I had this particular bed from maybe just before I went to the UK. Not sure, yeah. Alright, I'm going to whack that. I whack this one over here, corner. So as you can tell as well, it's a very tight, very small room, so got to be very smart with how you place things. How you put things when they come in. As I was saying before, you don't need any special qualifications. Just need to know how to use one of these babies. Pretty fucking easy. It's not hard. Come on. In order for you to jump on Airtasker and do stuff yourself, if you're out of work or you want to earn a little bit more money, go for it. Like that. Done a lot of jobs like this for people on Airtasker, and it's sort of made. Should I keep that one too? Yeah. Get rid of the legs, but I'll keep this little bolt. Yeah, it's made doing things around the house for me and my family much easier. As a result, so yeah, so you gain a lot more skills than that. Why would you go on the dole and rely on the fucking government to give you money? It's about 4, caught him good. When you can do something like this, you can, work whenever you want, wherever you want, I've actually gone up to the Central Coast a couple of weeks ago to do a bed building job for someone. So you can go that far if you want, you can go further, you can go choose to do it 10 minutes down the road, whatever you like. It's totally up to you. That's one of the good things about working like this. See, it was a tricky one. So I said 10, 15 years of see, with these ones I just had to push in a little bit just so it would, so the screws would come out, and you can see there a little bit of corrosion, but not the end of the world. They can be used again, no problem. Now let me just see quickly here, get this side off first. Yeah, that should be fine. And I may even pull out those smaller screws. They look a little bit iffy. They'd be handy to keep as well, I think. Just have a... You see, it's really... yeah, I've got to pull all those out as well. That's alright. There's even some screws on the slat holder there that I may pull out. No, I won't pull those ones out. I'll leave those. But yeah, I'm going to get the extender out for that. Show you the extender. Drill, extender, drill bit, extender into drill, drill bit into extender. Easy. Now I've got to, I'll try and see if I've got another bag here to bag all these spare screws up. Some sandwich bags, or even smaller bags if you like. You can use whatever you like, obviously. Whatever you've got. So we've got a couple here flying around from previous jobs. So I'm going to use those. I'll just whack them here because bagging them up's a boring bit that you guys don't all want to see, I'm sure. Alrighty, get these small screws done. Oh, yeah. This is nice and easy. Much easier than I thought. I'll just pause the video because it's probably getting a bit boring for you. But yeah, I'm just basically taking out all these smaller screws here, keeping them here so I can bag them up later. Yeah, I'll pause it. I'm just taking all the, I'll come and show you actually. The ones that connect the headboard and the side to the to each other, just so I can get it off easier and have those screws for future use as well. They always come in handy. If you can remember from the previous video, previous things I was doing, removing the smaller screws. Get all of them done, and if you can just see in here, there's one screw that's actually under the slat holder thing there. So what I've got to do, I've got to remove these screws. So I removed those first two. I'm going to remove all these along here, pull that off, just so I can get to that little screw in there. I'm sure you can see it there. Busted everything, but hey, it's got to be done. So that's just one of the little things you might run into. And little issues like that. Hey, who cares? Just do it, get it done. Just hear someone thinking, thinking about chiming in and saying, oh, don't you know those side ones just slot in at the end there? Which yes, they do, but these ones, as I said, have been there quite a while, so that's the brackety thing that can come out. But as well, I want to keep the screws. So I mean, if you don't need to keep the screws and that was still attached to there, you can just literally pull it out and she'll come off. But yeah, as I said, the way I'm doing, I'm pulling all the screws out and removing it. This one seems quite stuck on there. The PU leather stuff's really stuck over time. So yeah, I'm going to pull the rest of these screws out and I'll come back to you then. Okay guys, the old bed's ripped apart. You can see. Look how simple it is. The foot of the bed, and I've left the feet on because I couldn't be stuffed taking them off. It's not a major thing. So the foot, the two sides, and the head of the bed now. I'm just going to get all those together and I'll give the floor another vacuum as well. Still see a few bits of dust and a few cockroaches and things lying around. Dead cockroaches, that is. This is Australia, so what do you expect, eh? So I'm just going to pack these up outside, vacuum a bit. Oh yeah, look at the board here, the skirting board, very dusty, as you can probably see. So I'm going to give it another vacuum, pack these up outside, just outside the room, and I'll get started on the new one. This just proves that I'm actually vacuuming, alright? For anyone that says, yeah, bullshit, didn't vacuum, yes, I did vacuum. Now watch this with the vacuum cleaner. This thing pops out. Where's the other bit? Yeah. This bit pops in here. How mad's that? And you can do the skirting boards. Put it over here. Keep your rooms tidy, folks, and don't believe the bullshit lies that they like to spin about me never vacuuming. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to unbox here is the head of the bed. It's quite a fair bit thinner than the other one, which is interesting, but that's all good. So it's the same material, I'm more than happy. The product name as well, it's the Monica gas lift bed that they've sent me, as you can see there. I actually ordered the Emery, but I do know with these things coming from China, from furniture places and that, they can sometimes change the name of the piece of furniture. Yet it's still the same thing that you ordered online. So if that happens to you, keep an eye on it, but be aware that they can often change the sort of the model name or the model number or what have you pretty quickly, because things in China happen very fast. See, I'm just going to unbox this now. As you can see, it's a PU leather bed frame, so I'm not going to touch it with a knife at all. I'm going to just find where the tape is. There's a bit of tape here. I might hit here and just hit it with a key, like a house key or a car key or something. I've got keys here. Just do it with that. Don't go with a knife, because you'll damage, because as I said, it's PU leather, fake leather, so key does just as good a job. So I'll unbox that now, and I'll unbox the rest of it, and I'll catch you all in a bit. Now, as I mentioned, this is the Monica bed, and I'd ordered the Emery bed online. The Emery has sort of 4 sort of lines down here, 3 or 4 lines down here, but honestly, I couldn't give a rat's ass about it. I mean, it matches the sideboard and the rest of my dark coloured furniture in here. So, because the material's that sort of PU leather, same as the bedside table, sorry, I call it sideboard, sorry. It's not enough for me to raise an issue, but if that is enough to raise an issue for you, by all means get in touch with them and raise an issue. But for me, I couldn't give a stuff. It's the same size bed, the same material, whatever. I might get some of the show you guys some of the parts that are involved. This is how they're all compact. That's all the bolts, similar to what we had on the old bed. These are the ones, they sort of sit in that centre part there. They sort of hold the I've got the centre beam and the side rails out there just for to position them. That's up one. I think that one might be actually at the other end, but anyway, you get the idea of how they sit. This sits in one of the ends. I think that one, or the other one might be still in the box, whatever. I've got 5 of these little corner brackets, which is strange. 3, 4, 5. Don't know why they send you 5. There's only 4 corners on a bed, but hey, China. And then in here we've got the slats. They're all there. There's something else in that box. I'll get to that in a minute. But what I wanted to show you was something I've never seen before. White slat caps. I've never seen that before. They're always usually black, but these ones are white. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, this is all, that's an empty box there. And should get all these out. Ooh, something big going on around the bay. Police chase around the bay. You see any police cars out there? No. Some more down that way, probably more 5 Dock way. Whatever. Hear that a lot. See, I'm just going to empty the rest of that box, get everything out on the floor, and I'll show you how it all looks then. Hello, Liverpool fans. See, I have vacuumed that bag, and it's come up really, really nice, hasn't it? I'm sure Liverpool fans would agree. But yeah, I'm just emptying the boxes. I'll lay all these out. I've got these gas lift arms out as well. They're the arms. They sit up that way. People freak out when they see them. They don't know. They may not have the confidence to do it, but themselves, and that's probably the hardest part for some people. But the one thing you want to remember, you just get this part here, the flat part, because that's obviously what the mattress sits on. You want to have that facing the way it is, up like that, and then these little holes, you bolt those into the side of the bed, so it'll sit up like that. The sides are in that box there. I haven't taken them out yet, but yeah, and you just want to make sure that this top part, I can't quite do it with one hand. You want to make sure that top part that I was just showing you lifts like that towards the foot of the bed. But yeah, I'll show you all that in due course. Back with you again. Still haven't started building it yet. I just want to talk to you about a few things. Instructions are there. They do look a bit iffy, the instructions, but I've built plenty of beds before, so I should be fine. If you feel as though you're not quite confident, look them up online. Look the instructions up online. Get your laptop or your phone out, get them up on your phone. That's what I suggest. And a few things about the way they've packaged these. If you can see here, the 2 bed sides have been packaged with the leather facing each other, which is a little bit disconcerting, whatever the word is. Sort of pull them apart. As I was pulling them apart, it made, yeah, you can hear that noise. But yeah, the 2 leather bits were sort of facing each other in one, without being separated, sort of packaged as one, which hasn't seemed to have done any damage, but keep an eye out for that. And nicely, for those of you who aren't that confident, they actually give you the 4 points where you attach the gas lift part to, the little the bit that I was just showing you that folds up. I haven't seen that before, so that's good for people that maybe aren't confident putting these beds together. So yeah, one good thing, one, I won't say it's shit, but one odd thing. Why would they not put something between there to keep the 2 PU leather bits apart? I don't know, but anyway, you go for cheap beds. That's one of the little drawbacks you get. I'm not too worried about it though. So yeah, all the parts here. I'll start by making up this the what do you call it, the frame, yeah. So I just couldn't think. I'll start by making up the frame. I'll chuck this box out outside there a second, make up the frame, and I'll come back to you then. Another tricky part of the process, which people might get caught out with. This is the bag that some of the parts came in. You'll notice there's no part numbers or names on the bag, which a lot of companies do these days. They'll put the part numbers like A, B, C, D or whatever parts are in the bag. They'll put little stickers on there, or they'll label the bag. They clearly haven't done that with this, so they're just relying on you to know what part 11 is, what part 3 is, what part 2 is, what part 1 is, what part those other ones are, whatever else there in the steps here in the instructions. So yeah, not great on that part either. People, myself, I'm not confused. I know pretty much what I'm doing. I know the screws will go into those. They sit on the sides of the bed. These ones hold the frame together. So yeah, but that's just another one of those areas that might catch people out, that might not have the confidence and might not know what they're doing. So just make sure you keep the parts with each part of the bed together. See those ones, they were from actually setting the sides and the footboard together. Those ones that are still in the bag. So yeah, just keep the bags together, keep what's in what bag together, so that when it comes to putting it together with these dodgy-ish instructions, you'll know at least what bolts go with what screws go with what, because they're not labelled on the bags. So yeah, just something else to look out for. I'm just about to get started now. Okay, now, so the first step, something I've just noticed as well here, I'll try and zoom into the step 1 part as far as I can, and just mention, if you look at that, you can see down the sides of each of these side rails, they've only got the 2 holes for each sort of slat holder kind of thing, whereas on the actual bed there, on the actual bed frame, one end has 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way up there, and up the other end you have 2, then 3 holes, then 2, 2, 2, like that. What you want to do, make sure the one with the 3 are up the same end of the bed. I got the 3 up this end, just so that things line up when you're putting it all together. I just realised that then, thank fuck I did, because it could have been catastrophic and it would have been due to the instructions. But again, that's just something you pick up with experience and having done it umpteen times. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Make sure you have the end that has the 3 holes on each side of the bed up the same end together. I think that one would probably be where the center, this little center bar, well, not center bar, but sort of, pretty sure that'll attach one of the extra hole will attach to a little bracket that can sit across there. That's at a later step. I'll show you that. But yeah, I believe that's what those 3 holes on each side would be for. But as you saw in the instructions there, it doesn't show you those 3 holes. It only shows you 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way. And not only that, there's actually where the actual there's like another center bar that goes across, and also the feet. So that will be where that center bar attaches to, or it could be the feet. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll figure that out as we go. But I believe the feet should attach to this long center bar here. So these are the legs. Sorry, I just call them feet. They'll attach like that eventually. So yeah, just keep an eye out for little things like that when you're building it. That's why take your time, think it through, get everything lined up properly, and then start putting it all together. First step, we're going to connect all 4 of these corners up. They all connect the same way. Get the bolt here, there. Oops, sorry. Just want to get this straight. Sort of see the hole there. Holes lined up. Bolt from the outside of the bed through there. You have the nut just here. You can see that. Spanner here to hold the nut, and I'll use the electric screwdriver with a Allen key head to attach that together. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm going to just turn it back a little bit as well, so it's not so close up. What you can do, you can just tighten the nut by hand first. Doesn't really matter. Let's get it tightened by hand, and then use the spanner to when you're tightening it. Spanner here, all that. There, whoop. Smaller one, and yeah, screwdriver on the outside. Extend a bit in, just a bit shit, but anyway, yeah, that's tightened. Beauty. It's going to hold that together, so do that for all 4 corners. First step. Step 2 of building the frame. I'll show you. We've got up each end. This is going to do the centre part now. You've got 3 bolts and 3 nuts, and one of these brackets. You can see each one's got 3 holes. Oh, sorry. That centre hole joins up with there, and obviously the 2 those line up with there. As such, it should actually be around the other way. Should go from underneath. Sorry about that. Goes there, and again the bolts from the outside in, like that. And nut in, and then sorry, I did that again. And the nut joins up with the bolt there. And you do that for both ends of the bed. I'll just get that started now. Just 1 second. Get on up that end. Legs out of the way. Okay, let's go. These 2 babies through here. Where's the bloody hole? Where is the hole? I think we've got it. Yep, there we are. There's one through there. Again, just do the nuts with your hands first, and then tighten them up later. It's easiest sort of way. Where'd that? Oh, I get the spanner there too. Yeah, same sort of deal as the other one. We just get up then, and make sure that lines up with that hole. It's right there. Very small. Not that small. My hands are just big and fat. tricky to get them in. And this one comes from underneath. Get that like that. Whoop. May even stand this one up. No, that should be fine, I think. Just go from underneath there. Like that. Sit there like that. Back a bit too so I can sort of see. And obviously once you get that one tight, and hold that. Once you get that one tight, to tighten it, you flip around and you use the drill to I might do those end ones first. Where's this? End there. There, nice and tight. There's a school of thought that sort of says don't tighten them yet, just wait, just sort of hand tighten them, but I like to tighten them, and then if later on we need to loosen them a little bit, we can loosen them later. Just like to make sure they're tight. First up, done the job properly first go, eh? What's going on here? Why will that not? Ah, there we are. So you can do it either way if you sort of want to hold it. So put them together very loosely at first, but I know there's nothing really going in the centre of. Can't quite see where the bolt part is there. Get under there. Yeah, I know there's nothing else that we're putting in the centre part of the bed, so there's no real need to hand tighten it. If there was something that were sort of attaching to the centre of the bed, you say yeah, maybe hand tighten them, but this I think this one looks a bit long. It may have to go underneath that way. Let me check that. First mistake. As I said, that one's supposed to be around the other way. There, loosen that. that. So yeah, these ones go from the top, obviously, so it's not high enough to doesn't affect the slats when you put them in, because that'll obviously stick out the top and you don't want that. So you want that sticking out the bottom because you've got plenty of space down there. And we'll loosen that one, tighten on I should say. And again, you do this this step for both ends. Just tighten that one down. Other way up. So one. There we are. So I'm just going to do the same thing down the other end. That's how she looks once it's all bolted together. Next step is the two middle feet. I'll do those now. They're the same same bolts, same nuts and bolts you use for the rest of the frame. And I'll just do the first one for you, and because it's all the same thing, I'll try and keep it as short as possible for this one. I'm going to flip it up a little bit. The frame over, well, that's only very light, so I'm going to worry about it being heavy. So the bolt goes from the top. I'll show you like that. That'll come in here, and you just, oops, sorry, I'm not really showing you much, am I? Let me that there. Whoop, just went in that there. Can you see now? The foot, the hole in the foot lines up with the bolt. And you just hold it up like that and screw the bolt in by hand first, and then tighten it with the electric screwdriver. I keep going to call it a drill. And obviously for this step you don't need the nut either, so pull those out there. In error, you just hold that leg, just tighten that. Don't tighten it too much because you may fuck it up, so I may as well do the second leg, show you that as well. That's out the way there for a second. The second leg, this one here. Can you see there? No action. Yeah, that should be right. That might be a better view than the first one. I don't know. Okay, like that over there, like the bolt through there. Leg on there. And tighten first. It also saves a bit of the power on the electric screwdriver, hand tightening it first. So another plus to doing it that way. Yep, she's tight. That's the one should move east. Right, that should be right. Yep. So one way with the hand, the other way with the electric screwdriver. And you're sweet. Now we'll stand her up on the 2 feet, and 2 legs I should say. And we'll be ready for the next step. So this is what it looks like now with the legs on. Obviously it's a frame with legs, it's not something that's too fine. Obviously it's not going to stand on its own, or it might be able to get it. No, it wants to tilt down. That's alright. I'll sort out the next step and back to you then. Actually, I might even throw that little mattress holder, this little thing. I might whack that in now too. May have to remove it for one of the next steps, but we'll see. This just goes in so easily. In there. as it by the name suggests, it sort of just holds the mattress so the mattress doesn't slide off the edge of the bed. Not that it would, but you know, it's good to have it there. And obviously the gas lift, the part where you lift the frame, goes around here later as well. That's in a later step. That just goes around there later. I'll get that later. So scrub that idea. I'm gonna do the slats first. That means I've got to take the legs out. Yeah, I hadn't looked further forward enough in the instructions, so I'm just going to take the legs out, put the slats in, and then I'll re-put the legs in again. So with putting the slats in, you've got the two different types of caps. Again, white, weird. But anyway, it's just me. So I've got these are the center ones. You can see they're twice as wide as the wide ones. Again, it's just a case of pushing that into the holes in the frame. I'll show you that part. But what I like to do, I like to keep the side ones out so you can put those ones on the actual slats themselves. So for this one, get it there. Use this part of your hand, whatever you call that, the bit below your thumb. Little there. Whoop, that's gone in very easily. Normally they have to really push them in, but that one went in quite easily. Okay, that's how they want to play it. That's fine. We'll get all these center ones in, and then I'll show you the process for putting the God, they're going very easily. You see, yeah, they don't pull out because they got a little nib on the end. Can you see that? Yeah, it's very odd that they're going in so easily. And I mean, I haven't got it the wrong way around because there's only one side's got the holes. So interesting. Another little interesting thing they're doing. They've done with furniture now. As I said, I was expecting to have to really push them in like that, but they've made seems like they're making the holes bigger now, so they go straight in. And look, they definitely don't pull out. That's good. So yeah, just clipping in there, nice and easily. Kind of odd, but you know, makes the job a little easier and means we won't be damaging any. Okay, let me show you the process for getting the just one slat. I'll just put one slat in, and I'll pause the video then and do the rest of them. So as I said, you got the end one, you got the slat. You want the slats to sit this way. You see they're bent. Turn that around there. You can see the bend because you want the mattress. Pretend the mattress is my hand on all the slats. You want it to sit down like that. It's like a natural sort of spring. Okay, so you want the slats this way. Take note. Do not put the slats this way. You'll fuck your mattress up, you'll fuck the bed up, and you'll be crying. So yeah, slats this way, mattress on top like that to act like a natural sort of spring. One end of the slat into the end cap, like that, nice and easy. And I might do this side over here. I was going to do the other side. I'll bring that a bit further over there. Here's probably a better view for you. And as I was saying, the nib should go straight in the hole, nice and easy. But we do this end here first. Show you that one in there. Just get that there. So that one's the centre one, that's sitting in already. And you line this one up with the holes down here. Push in towards the centre. Whooshka, she's in. She's in. See, nice natural spring there for when the mattress goes on. Is that? Oh, that's just a bit of dirt there. That's all fine. So yeah, I'm going to do that for all 23 other slats. So I'll catch you after. I'm going to whack those in, then I'll put those legs back in too. So it's pretty much all done. Just loosely put those legs in, and I've just discovered one of these. Stepping on the gas lift thing. Don't want to do that. Don't want to damage it. One of these seems to be a little bit loose. I noticed that when I was putting it in as well. But they do give you spares. I had one spare edge one and one spare center one over there. So I might pop that one out and just change it over. I'll show you
And I'm doing that. Oop, there. Oops, sorry. Set him over here somewhere. Pop the end one off. Pop the new end one on. Hopefully that should fit in there. Should sit in there better than that other one did. Not going to throw that one in the bin. As I said, they give you spares, which is good. How does that sit in there? Yep, much better. Look, that does seem to be popping out a bit too, but fuck it, we're going to leave it like that. So be it. I mean, I'm going to lay on there on the mattress, so shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, so I'll just get this, get these two legs fully tightened, and I'll come back to you after that. Okay, so the next step, putting the head and the sides and the end all together. And I've figured out why they gave me 5 of these. Well, they give you 5 of these little brackets here. Obviously, you get 1 for each corner. They'll sit. I'll just show you how they sit up. They sit like that. So that's how you attach the side to there. A couple of bolts in there. And I see in the instructions that you get 1 of these into here, like so. And that's what the frame sort of rests on, kind of thing. So yeah, interesting. They gave us 5 of these, and we now figure out why. See, I'll go and whack those together. I'll show you a couple of them, screwing a couple of them in. Just give me 1 second. I'll show you on the foot end how they all go together. Sorry, I'm just whacking a couple more bits up the head end here. We've actually got another bracket below this bracket that sits below the ones I was just telling you about, so I'll just pop one of those in now for you, show you how they sit in. 2, 3, 4 down there. Pretty straightforward. Bolt in each hole. That. And there. Just make sure the holes line up. I've got a joke for you all, to sort of break your boredom. What city in India does everyone leave their mothers in? Yeah, there's a city in India apparently that everyone leaves their mothers in. Mumbai. Or Mumbai. Mumbai. Get it? Please laugh. Yes, it's an uncle joke. Should tell that one to Max and Georgie. See if they laugh. Max and Georgie are my nephew and niece. G'day Max and Georgie if you're watching. They were over here yesterday. Dinner? Yeah, dinner. So yeah, that's the that's how they sit in. Board will come up. The side goes against there. Bang, 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 bang. Whack them in. I'll show you that in due course. Headboard's all done. And the footboard's all done. I've just got that standing up the other way so I can use a bit of space. What we're going to do now is the sides. As you can see, they've got the spots for the 4 bolts at each end to go in, connect to the brackets there. So that should be that side. Yeah, but anyway, as I said, we've got the as well. We've got the 4 bits here where the 1, 2, 3, 4 of those things on the lift part go. They screw into there. As well as that, we've got 4 of these little babies that sort of, oh sorry, not 4, 3 of these on each side. They just sit in there, so you just screw them in with some these little self-tapping screws. See there? So yeah, they just screw in there, bang, bang, bang. So just slide position there. Same thing on this side. I'll go ahead and actually I'll show you how to do the I'll screw the little black ones in, the 3 little black ones, and then I'll show you how I attach the gas lift part to that, to the 4 there. I'll be back with you in a second. Let me just get those 3 black ones in on each side. Okay, now the another little step. I've done got those 3 bits on each side, the next step is the centre bar, which isn't very clear in the instructions, but I've managed to work out how it goes on. It first you attach these little brackets to each end. Down the other end, got one here. Oop, had one there already. I just knocked it off. They just go on with another 2 of the self-tapping screws. This is kind of tricky, but it's not impossible. Hold that on there like that. There, hopefully the screws aren't going to fall off. No, good. Again, they're the self-tapping screws, so they should make their own holes. So I kind of don't want to do it on the carpet. I may have to end up doing it that way though. Try and do it like this if I can. No, it doesn't want to. Yeah, no, I'll have to do it this way up. So I can put weight on it from above, kind of thing. It's really, really weird that one part's longer than the other. I think that's so I can go against the bed, but yeah, there we are. I'll do it this way, so then I can get some bit more weight on it. Ah, damn it! Fuck me. Should I get in like that? No. Usually this step is a little tricky. There we are. Push the screw a little bit like that, so you make a little bit of an indentation in the wood. Should go in nicely. Come on, be nice. There we go. Got him. As I said, tricky but not impossible. It's actually even a little bit of a gap there, which I don't like, so I'll work that out. Oh God. Just have to push that right flush against the edge of the wood. Yeah, I've lost that bloody hole. Damn it. Oh, it's still there. As this is one of the trickier bits, but not impossible, so it may take a bit of mucking about and what have you, but you can get it done. There we are, much better. Perfect. So yeah, that's one screw. Just that second screw in and do the same on the other end. Bit of effort, bit of brute force, but from the top here. Much better. Didn't damage your carpet. No, good. That's alright. So those 2 screws are in there. I'll just show you. In the bottom there, bottom holes. A little hole on the outside as well, so I think that's just a weird design thing, the way they make it. So that doesn't connect to anything on there, so that's all good. I'll do the other end and I'll come back to you. Alrighty, got that one wrong as well. So you see the way I've got it sitting, it's not actually the way it is. I just checked the instructions again and had a proper look over the instructions, and they're actually supposed to sort of sit, that part there that screws in sits on top. Let me just undo them and I'll show you how they're supposed to sit. Again, Chinese instructions. Not the greatest, not the easiest to read and understand. I shouldn't say Chinese, I should say they're in English and everything. It's just that they're sort of made in the the warehouse in China, so they're probably written there. The parts are made there, so they're probably written there. This is how it should sit, like that. And I'll just screw that in now. So yeah, that's really the one little issue with things coming from China, things like furniture and things like this coming from China. Yeah, fine, great, they can do it cheaper, but they really need to improve their instructions, because, as I said, people that may not be confident putting a bed together or what have you, they'd struggle and they'd really get frustrated with the way the instructions are written. Well, I've had a bit of experience with them, so I sort of know. I mean, I don't know everything, obviously, but people need to really look at them. Westerners, I should say, really need to sort of look at them and understand them while they're working with their building their furniture. So, whereas IKEA, the instructions for IKEA are fucking fabulous. I love them. Very clear, very detailed as well. When you compare them to the Chinese instructions, so yeah, it's one little difference I've found between the furniture and that's made in China and the IKEA might be made in Asian countries, but the instructions are written in a way that are very easy to understand. Yeah, so if you're going to give it a go, just make sure you got plenty of time, plenty of patience when you're going to do it, and you'll be right. So I hope you're all enjoying so far. You're sort of getting a bit out of it. Oop. Okay, so that's the centre bar that goes across the bed like that, and that'll sort of sit. I'm pretty sure that one will sit in one of these holes here. I'm just not sure which one yet, so let me figure that out, and I'll come back to you, and I'll show you how to attach the gas lift things there with the centre bar. Okay, so just looking at the instructions, I've ascertained that the centre bar goes into this screw hole there. When you whack one of the bolts through there, you whack the centre bar, that bit in the centre bar in as well. I'll get everything in position and I'll whack it all on and show you now. Okay, so from what I get from the instructions, the centre bar brace goes under the gas lift mechanism, and then you put a bolt through the end hole there. Just get that screwing spot perfect there. Yep, like that. Again, just hand tighten it a little bit, and then smash it in with the electric screwdriver, which I'll reach for now. Get that one in first, so it's sort of out of the way in that, and then you can go ahead and line the other holes up with the gas lift mechanism to the bed. There we are. Screw them all in, and this probably doesn't look too great standing up like that, but you know, hey, that's what I'm doing with that's what I've got to do with the room that I've got. So then you attach the side of the bed to the foot, and we can attach the other one sort of properly. So this is how it goes. Just show you a quick view there. Get these other screws in. So 3 more to go. Beautiful. Now looks like I may have to adjust it. I'm not sure. I'll see how this one goes. Oh, that goes in. No need to adjust. Beautiful. So yeah, again, depending on how much room you've got, you could do the same thing on the other side, except obviously just with the gas lift mechanism. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand this baby up like that, plonk the bolts in, the 4 bolts in there, and in there. Join that up, and then I'll whack that on there as well. Stand that up, and get the gas lift mechanism on there after, once that's standing up, just so that, just because of the room that I've got, I haven't got a lot of room to muck around with, so that's just how I've got to do it, which is fine. It's all good. I'll stand this one up, bolt them in. Actually, I'll show you me bolting them in now too. May as well do that. You'll see from there. Okay, actually, better view might be over here. Just there, I reckon might be better. Now, 4 of those little bolts here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may have to move this a little bit as well. Yep, that should be right there, I think. 4 bolts there. Why is it? Oh, that's got a thing in the way. No, that's going to be great. I'll see. Should be okay here. That should be much better. That's the right way. Now, slowly get this down like that. Don't want to ruin the centre bar, so I'll do it very slowly. And the one thing I found with this is, because it's on carpet, it's got a Velcro at the bottom. And I'll show you what that's for later. That's actually for a piece of fabric that sits on the bottom of the bed that stops any dust. Sorry about that. I'll just so it stops any dust from getting into the cargo section. I keep calling it cargo. Have I called it cargo before? No. Anyway, into the where you keep all your gear. So protects all your gear from dust, which is good. I like that. So, nice little feature. Now, get these bolts in. Just going to line the buggers up, line the holes up, and then plonk them in. Will be a little tricky, I'd say, with that Velcro on the bottom of that side piece. And just go to the hands. These other ones look like they may not line up. Just try and, yeah, I may have to play around with that a little bit. So I'll turn the camera off for a second. I'll come back to you in a bit. Alrighty, so I think cross is averted. It's just a case of switching that bracket around the other way. It's probably marginally longer in one direction than it is the other, but as you can see, those holes are lining up properly now. The screw holes with the bolts go in, so it should be fine. Here's a tip when you're putting these brackets in: do each one very loosely. Don't tighten it fully just yet, and then you'll be able to get them all in like that, and then you'll be able to tighten them much easier. I think that's probably what I did when I did it the first one there. They'll all sit in together like this. Further back for you. There, and last one there. Nice and tight, good stuff. So you can see the ones above have gone in well as well. So yeah, that's one corner done. I'll go and repeat that process in the other 3 corners, and then I'm going to whack the fabric on the bottom of the bed. I have to flip the bed over for that, so I'll show you that in due course. Okay, so I've just loosely whacked these 3 bolts in, attach the gas lift mechanism to that. I'm going to put this end behind this one, behind that little bracket there, and in like I did on the other side, but I'm just doing it slightly differently. And I'll also be screwing those 4 in there. Just bear with me 1 second, and I can stand it up and get it all happening for you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. If I can get in there, I may have to screw them a little bit more. Let's see how we go. This Velcro's not making it easy. Right over there. here. Ah, yes, beautiful, as in, sweet beauty. You beauty. Okay, get this one in first, I think. And then we'll do the ones in the corner. Can you see where I'm working? Probably not. Just spin around that one a little bit for you. Alrighty, use that one in there. It's nice and tight, that's good. Get the other three up here. Okay, so those three in. Sorry, I just didn't change the camera angle around. Sorry about that. So those four are all in there now. I'm just going to do this corner. Corner's the same process as that, so I'll turn it off for a second and come back to you and put the end on. Alrighty, nearly all done. There's still one important part that I'll show you now that I haven't wanted to do yet because you kind of need to wait till the very end to do it. It's the part where you connect this little baby here, this hole. You take that nut off there, connect it to that. But once you've done that, you need to put the mattress on top. You need to have the mattress on top so the gas lift mechanism can go down. See, if I was to connect that up now to get stuck in that position, or whatever position it is when I sort of put it on, and I'd need to put the mattress on. So I want to do that very, very last. What I'm going to do now is put the slats on top of here, the slat frame on top of here, and then I can sort of lift it right up, attach those thingies, attach the two little bits there, and then say, right, I can put the mattress then on top. See, if I did that first now, it'd be stuck in that up position, and it'd be a pain in the ass. One, get the slats on, and two, then get the mattress on top. So I'm gonna do that last of all. So yeah, it's all come together pretty well, as you can see. Centerpiece there, and these ones, I'll show you these ones. You may be asking what these ones are for. They're to protect the bed from the gas lift mechanism rubbing on it. So give it a bit of space between sort of the bed when you raise and lower it, so you're not scratching that inside bit of the PU leather. So yeah, it's all coming along well. I'll go and I've just got the slats and the frame outside there, just for room's sake, sake of a bit of room. I'll bring that in now and I'll attach that, and I'll show you as I'm attaching it, and then yeah, as I said, we'll attach those little the struts there properly, and then we'll whack the mattress on, and we'll pretty much be done. Your plan again. I just realised too I haven't put that fabric bit on, so I thought before I put the frame on, it's got all the slats on it, makes it even heavier to lift up this way. I'll lift it up, I'll whack the fabric on the bottom. Just you can see here, Velcro's on. Whack that on, flip it back down, then chuck the frame on. I'll line you up here somewhere so you can watch me putting the fabric on. You're going to sit there. I think here should be best. Yeah, about there. That should be about right. You can see, can you? I'm sure you can. Around the side a bit there. Right, okay. Now, fabric is just, don't know what fabric it is, but this is it. Big piece of sort of clothy sort of stuff. As I said, it just sits on the bottom there, and it stops all that dust going from the floor into your gear under the bed. So it's kind of a nice thing to have. So thank you for that fantastic furniture. Most beds have got these features, so it's pretty standardised sort of thing. So make sure we get it the right way here. Okay, why on earth do they have that? Oh, that foot's got to come off there too. Get that on. Yeah. What I might do, I might take these feet off as well. I was just saying I shouldn't need the screwdriver anymore, so I put the screwdriver bit back, and what do you know? I need the screwdriver. It's okay. I'm gonna take these little feet off. I'll just show you so that I can re-screw them on once I put the fabric on. These little buggers here. Just gonna remove those, put the fabric on, and Bob will be our uncle. But I'll remove the 4 of those first. You don't need to see me doing that. It's really pretty boring, that bit. And then I'll put the fabric on and screw them back in. That's now just whacking the fabric on, taking those 4 feet off, and it just screws. So it's pretty straightforward, standard sort of stuff. I get this corner on here. Just make it nice and straight, nice and tight sort of thing, so you can avoid any dust getting onto your gear that's under the bed. And that can be a little bit longer, about an inch that way, okay. This way a bit. Down. Too much, I think. Here. Yeah. A little bit finicky, a little bit tricky, but get it just right, you'll be laughing. Yeah, it's just the Velcro, what we here in Australia call Velcro. You guys overseas may call it hook and loop, I believe, I'm not sure. Yeah, we here in Australia we call it Velcro, call it the correct name. Which reminds me, I saw something over here as well. What do you guys call these? They're thongs. They're not jandals, they're not fucking flip-flops, they're thongs. Glad we got that straight. Thongs. Jandals, really, New Zealand? How can you call them bloody jandals? Where the hell does that name come from? New Zealand, I guess. The British and the Americans call them flip-flops. I can sort of see that, you know, flipping a flop on your feet. Fair enough, but I'm Aussie. We call them thongs here. And they should be called that all around the world, but you know. Their different sayings and things. So. And what you guys in the US call a thong, we call a G-banger. I'll leave that up to your imagination to figure all that out. I won't explain all that now. Let's get this bottom one on. This bottom one's a little bit tricky because it's not quite lined up 100%. It's hard to get it perfectly lined up, but it's boring. Up there a bit and muck around with it a bit. Okay, nearly all done here. Get this in the fabric. It's a bit finicky, but get the best you can, and your gear won't get dusty. Okay, so there we are. We've got the, I might turn it around and I might flip it over and just perfect that little bottom bit, because I am going to put the screws back, screw the feet back in, so think I might just get it as best I can before I do those, before I screw those babies in. Let me get this out of the way. Put them up there. So what other funny sayings do you guys have overseas? Whack them down in the comments below. Perhaps some of the tools that I've been using today you might call something different. Screwdriver, what would you call that? I don't know, you tell me. Haven't heard a screwdriver called anything different. I'll have to get a room here. So yeah. This baby off the wall a bit. Flip him over. Push him down that way. Oop, my feet there, see that's the pitfalls of having a tiny bedroom. There's not much room, so you got to angle things around and do things slightly differently than you would if you had a larger bedroom. Yeah. There. Now that should be enough clearance to be able to. No, not quite, but fuck it. Let's just leave that. No, I don't want to break that. Yeah, I might turn it around the other way actually, just so I can. I might even just say fuck it and leave it as it is. Maybe that might be the best way to do it. I think just probably the best I'm going to get it. I think so. That's all attached there, so that's all fine. Yeah, just go ahead and screw them in. Bugger it. You're seeing me at my most sort of finicky. I prefer that to be all straight, flush, flat. But you know, I guess when they're measuring the fabric in the factory and whatever, and they're cutting it, they might have little inconsistencies with their measurings and that. But I've got the best I can, so I'm just going to go and screw them in now. Bugger it. Do the 4 feet in here. One. Actually really in tight. Yeah, good. This other end here. Yep, okay, sorry. I sort of saw something funny flying towards the camera. There might have been a bug or something. It's good. I'll go and do the other two at the other end. I'll flip the bed over and I'll show you how we attach the frame to the gas lift mechanism. Okay, the slats are in. Just brought them in from outside. This is how the bed's looking. With a bit of fabric there underneath. I've checked the wardrobe doors. They don't slant. They don't sort of open onto the edge of the bed. It's about that much gap, which is good. Yeah, it's a little bit slightly crooked, but yeah, whatever. And you got a nice little gap there for my that's my e-bike charger in there. Don't charge your e-bike battery near your bed, kids. Whatever. But this one actually doesn't that doesn't overheat. That has like a cut-off thing, so that's why it's fine there. Some of them don't. If yours doesn't, don't put it in your bedroom. Put it in a concreted room, like a room that's surrounded by concrete, and somewhere that you don't sleep, so that if it does catch fire, you won't catch fire as well. But anyway, I digress. We'll go back to this now. We're going to attach the frame to the gas lift mechanism, and then we're going to put those struts on. So I'll give me 1 second and I'll sit the frame on top and I'll show you how I'm going to screw it in. Just make sure, if you guys are going to do it, make sure this hole towards the top, that's the head end, because those holes will sit on those holes there towards the head, and then that's where you screw them in. And there's only 2 on each side, so you got one there, and I reckon one will be probably in one of these 2 holes I'm guessing it might be that one. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll just see how it lines up. But yeah, 2 bolts on each side with a nut underneath. And then yeah, we'll do the struts and I will be the owner of a gas lift bed, finally. Okay, give me 2 seconds, I'll get that all in place. So I've got it lined up and everything. Now we're just going to get the bolts in. I'll do 1 bolt here, just see if this one's lined up. Lined up through there. Sorry, I can't really sort of get it down under the bed there. So the view's probably not going to be that great. I'll try and show you just down here. See, so just want it all to line up, and you can just see I'm holding that nut on there. So you do that for the 4 bolts, and then you can hand loosen them, and then go in with the spanner and the electric screwdriver once you've got them somewhat on, like I have now with that one. I must have had some funky camera angles in this video. I haven't really got anything to hold the camera with in any sort of spots or anything. I mean, I have, but just couldn't be asked doing it. So yeah, so that's how it looks once it's somewhat tightened. I don't know if you can see that under there, under the bed. That's how it'll be. So yeah, just do it for that one and that one. That one's lined up with a hole just there. I can just see through there. Perfect. Good. On the other side, same sort of thing. May have to hold that little one over there, move that out a bit. Yeah, you may, as you can see, you may just have to jiggle around a bit when you're getting in position. But once it's in, bolts in, beautiful. One there, 1 bolt there, and 1 bolt up here, and we're right. So I'll get those bolts in. I'll get the strap around the end, and we'll get again the struts. We've got to attach the struts. I'll show you how to do that too. Touch that, and then we'll be able to lift it up. Woo! I've attached the frame and the slats to the bed. So let's see if it lifts. First of all, it should lift. Fucking beauty. And yeah, as I said, I'm going to attach those struts now. Goes back down. Don't want to put it down all the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand it up sort of somewhat here because it'll stay there. And with the struts, you saw before, I just took that bolt off there. This is how you attach them. You just take that little nut bolt, and then you want to get this little gold part. Get the frame to a height where you can attach that gold part, the hole, to there, and then you come and just screw that nut back on there. That's how that goes on. I'll whack the camera up here and I'll do that, and I'll have you watch it so you can see how it goes. It's pretty straightforward as it sounds. Where's somewhere it's going to stay there. Yeah, it's good. You just got it. Just a case of getting it to the right height to able to line it up with the that little screw there. There we go. Oop, there. That's one. I think I nearly had it. Up a bit. Let's try with my other hand, sorry. Up a bit there. Down. Yep, there we are. Heard it just go in there. That's how that looks. And then what you want to do is get your nut and just screw it on there. Same on the other side as well. It's going to be ridiculously tight. It's be all good. Now this one. Okay, so yeah, the GoPro camera battery's going low for some weird reason. I can go around the whole day doing food delivery and maybe charge it once. Here in my room, just does shit itself after a few videos, so whatever. Let me get this strut on here for you. I'll just show you where we're up to here. Please pardon the funny camera angles because I'm sort of trying to do this with one hand and holding the bed up with my neck. We on there, we on there, we might be on there, we're on. Beauty, there we go. And like that. Nut comes on there. Again, it doesn't sort of go on ridiculously tight, this one. And the nut there, as you can see, is a little bit of a gap. I think it's just so it doesn't get caught on there. And I'll show you all now the gas lift mechanism. Well, actually I said, didn't I? You generally do have to have the mattress on. But I'll try and pump it down. Oh, I can see how loose. Snap there, center wants to come out. There you go, so you stay in. I'll try, sometimes you can pump them down. We'll just see with a bit of, yeah, there we go. See, it pumps down, I can do it. So yeah, can raise and lower the gas lift without the mattress. Some of them are really hard, you can't, but some you can. This one, we've just found out you can. What's that there? No, it's a bit of dirt, thank God for that. I thought it was a little scratch on the leather, but anyway, yeah, so that's the bed, nice and good to go, set up. I'll go and grab the mattress and whack that on, and I'll come back to you. Another important thing I forgot to mention just then, the pulley strappy thing. I'll just whack that on. That just ties around there. It's got like a little buckle thing that you can do. And so this one, I can barely get my whole hand through there, which is a bit shit, but yeah, whatever. 2 fingers through there. Up she goes. You fucking beauty. I think you pull it down like that. Probably not, but yeah, that's how you lift it. The easy way, without, you know, having to flex all your biceps and all that, which I haven't really got much in the way of biceps, as you probably have seen in other videos. But yeah, and that's the bit that stops the mattress from sliding off the end of the bed. So that's on there. So I'll go in there, grab that mattress now, and whack it on. Okay, got the mattress in. Took a few WWE maneuvers, but yeah, there you go. That's the new bed with the mattress on top. And what I'll do, I'll whack that little mattress holder in place thingy. Sorry, I'm just put the camera down for a second. Make that on there. Probably don't really need it, but anyway, that's it in there. See, so that, I mean, the mattress is that big, it's not going to slide off the end. It's just, I think it's more for like those smaller mattresses. And here we'll try the gas lift feature with the mattress on top. Should be pretty straightforward. Yep, easy. There she goes. And that's the bed lifted up with all the stuff underneath it. So yeah, all done. Now just got to obviously put the bed sheets and everything on it, but yeah, thankfully got all that done. I'm not going to go out and do food delivery today. I've decided it's now about 2 PM, so if I was to go out now, probably wouldn't do that. I mean, do well, but I'd have to have lunch, and then I'd probably get out and be like 3 o'clock. Oh, fuck it, just couldn't be asked. Not only that, looking outside, it looks not quite rainy, but kind of rainy, if you know what I mean. If you're from Sydney, you'll know what I mean. There's potential for rain, but I don't think it will rain. But yeah, so actually I might even jump in the car and do a couple of Sherpa deliveries if they've got some. Yeah, we'll just see how I go. But yeah, that's my new bed, all built. Oh God, was that stitching coming off the mattress there? Anyway, I'll fix that up later. But yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Anyway, I'll sort that out. So yeah, the new bed. There we go. Beautiful. All done. Thanks for watching. And yeah, as I said, if you do get like that, that's the old bed and the boxes from the new bed there. If you do buy a new bed, and give it a go yourself. Like, I mean, it may take a while. You got to
interpret the instructions well. Take your time, go slow, think about it, what you're doing, and you should be fine. Otherwise, get in contact with me and I'll come and do it if you're in my area, Sydney, Central Coast, Wollongong, Penrith, maybe a little bit further west as well. Also go to Bondi, over to Bondi in the east and that too, eastern suburbs in Sydney. Let me know, get in contact with me. I'll come and do yours if you like. That's if you haven't got the time or the patience to do it. That's that bit of stitching there that come off the mattress. I'm not too fussed about that, but yeah. Yeah, let me know how you go with yours. Otherwise, yeah, enjoy your day and enjoy your Christmas. Christmas is coming up. I've got to do a food delivery video in time for Christmas as well, because that's nearly here. Yeah, food delivery's been going good. I've been made 350 the other night on, it was Saturday night. Yeah, made $350. So did very well that night, and I've had a few other big days like that too recently. So yeah, long may those days continue. Yeah, I digress. I'll let you get back to your day. Go and do what you got to do. Enjoy it, and yeah, thanks for watching.